Hey guys, this is Andros, and I will to talk a little bit about the deck that I just won a draft with. Uh, Managed to win. I'll have the match up at some point. I don't know what order I'm going to put these videos up. Um, and this is what I ended up playing. Obviously drafted a few extra cards. Our draft was 2 packs of Shattered per person and 3 packs of Rise. So that's why you kind of see a bit of a weird mix of cards here. I ended up settling on Light Water Dark Fire. Originally, I was gonna do Light Dark Fire. I opened like a Lost Patrol and a Metal Max really early on. I was like, those are really good cards. I should play them. And I just kept being able to pick a lot of really good multi-sibs, and we did Shattered packs first, so I was accumulating them well. Then I saw, I believe in the second Rise Shattered pack, I saw Finbar's Dreadnought, which kind of became the ace monster of my deck. And then I had to pivot and add some water to my deck list. Ended up with some pretty good water cards, even if maybe I have a few less than maybe I'd prefer. I'll just run through the cards real quick. Ended up on a single Braid Squirmer. Had 2 Metal Max. These guys were amazing. 3,500 is great. I probably have a few too many multi-sieves in here, so that was a little bit tricky to sometimes actually play it on turn 2, but even on turn 3, it's still pretty good. 2 Skeeter Swarmers. Generally tried to play them as like later game blockers. Occasionally I think I did one time I played it on turn 1, or turn 2 rather. Stingwing, similar card. Slightly better, but the fact that it has Skirmisher instead of Guard, I don't know if that ever actually came up. The card I'd probably cut from the deck, this is 33 cards, and you only have to run 30 in draft. I had 2 Spectre Claw here. I have a lot of Dark in here, and this card didn't really seem that great in the times I played it. The other discard I had was fine, but yeah, it just didn't seem like it really pulled its weight. And Tracer Rounds. This card sounds really cool in theory as kind of a one of remove an annoying problem card off my opponent's board, but in practice, it never actually came up. It mostly ended up in mana. Just the way it worked. I like the theory on it though. I would definitely probably keep this card in the deck. But yeah, didn't actually come up in the games. Single Blinder Beetle. Great card. Came up a couple times. Had a Lost Patrol, like I said. This was one of the first cards I drafted. Very strong stat line. I don't think I played it that much. Just didn't seem to draw it. And I drew it in games where the fact that it was a dude was more important than the fact that it had 5,000 power. Prototype Gunship. Made a misplay around this card once. One of the games I lost, I should have played this, and I didn't, as I'm bad at math. But the Banish effect, I don't think ever came up. It was just another blocker. Skull Cutter, I had a lot of Slayers in the deck, and that was very relevant at times. That was kind of my out to a lot of big creatures because I didn't really have any big removal. I did manage to dodge the couple of people who I think were running really big stuff heavy decks. They just managed to never actually see them. I played people who had a little more control mid-range style stuff, or I guess mid-range is probably the right term. I had 2 Unstable Rockhound. This card's really annoying to play against because your opponent's like disincentivized from blocking it unless they're going to lose a creature, and it just makes trading awkward. So it's a very good card. Needed the water mana too, but yeah, really great. 2 Logo Scan. This card was like my MVP. I probably won almost solely off the back of Logo Scan digging me deeper into the deck. This card was amazing. I think one time I had the opportunity in the draft to pick an Aqua Seneschal instead of this, and I'm glad I picked Logo Scan. It was great. Dagger Doll, it's another layer dude. Fumes, and I guess Spire Puppet 2, some Hand Rip. These cards were a lot better than the Spectre Claw. Just the fact that they were bodies, and that's kind of like I've got a lot of, in my 4-drops and 5-drops, dudes that also impact card advantage, and they were just massive in out-resourcing my opponents and tempoing them and everything, while still having a body on board that can actually win the game. I had a lot of blasts. I had a Ghost Bite. Mostly this was just the same card as Rock Bite. I don't think I ever actually used it to weaken something to kill it. Just never really came up to use it that way. So basically I had 3 Rock Bites. I had Veil Vortex. I don't think I cashed this the entire day. But yeah, having lots of blasts was good. 2 copies of Meteosaur. This card is like great in limited play, drafts, banishing an enemy creature while also being a creature itself. Quakes the Unclean, similar thing, maybe a little bit worse, but the fact that it gave something Slayer just gave me more options to kill bigger creatures, because again, I don't really have big creatures myself. Reef Prince Glurgle. This card was good, just drawing a new card, and I get to pick the card I draw. Sometimes I just drew the best of bad options, but digging deeper in the deck was always great every time I played it. Centris was just a big blocker. 7,000 power on a block was bigger than like 95% of anything anybody was playing. So playing against this card too, there was a couple people who had Centrises, and yeah, it was an obnoxious card every time it came up. And I had 1 copy of Tornado Flame, another blast. Used this to remove a lot of big threats. And then my bigger stuff, I had 1 copy of Repulse. The shield region never came up. It was never in Blast, I don't think, either. I did use it to, I think, win the game on the last game of the championship. Just the tap an enemy creature is pretty good. Most of the time it ended up in mana. Voidwing, another Slayer, actually a big creature in its own right at 4,000 power, and it replaces itself. Draws a card. Again, lots of card draw on the deck. And not definitely an amazing boss on the surface, but like combined with all the other shenanigans I had, it pulled its weight for sure. And finally, my ace, Finbar's Dreadnought, was amazing. I basically apparently getting messages on Discord. I probably should have turned that off. Yeah, I think it almost won the game almost every time I played it. Drawing 2 cards is backbreaking in this format, while also being a 6k double breaker, and then the regeneration chamber effect of whenever one of my other creatures would be banished, it returns to the hand. It basically, once it hit the board, if I was able to have a somewhat of a board before that or build a board after it, all of my creatures just infinite value. All the stuff with enter the battle zone effects, like the blinder beetles, the fumes puppets, meteosaurs, all that stuff. The slayers, being able to reuse them and infinitely remove things. Just it basically put my opponent in a situation where if they didn't immediately answer it, they lost the game. One time I was saving up for it. I had it on 7 mana and it was the only card in my hand. My opponent hit like a Spectre Claw or a Fumes or something on me, and that was kind of sad. But yeah, pretty much every rest of the time it was amazing and very much worth ramping to 8 for. You know what? I should have had this in front of me, and I don't. I'll just go off memory. We'll see. Well, let's do it off the top of my head. We'll see if I succeed. Round 1, I had a bye. I was kind of intentional. I did win the last event, so I figured I kind of earned a bye. And I set up the webcam basically to be able to actually record the stuff. And then round 2, I played against Alex. He had it might have been a 5 civ, or the game's recorded. You can watch what happened. He took a game off me. I misplayed pretty heavily that game, I think. I missed an attack when I should have taken it, and then I made a colossally stupid play in the last turn. I think he might have won anyway, maybe. It's hard to say. It was a close game, but I won the other 2 games of the match. Round 3, I guess, I played against Elizabeth, Alex's wife. She had like a blocker heavy deck, Lightwater Dark, and she actually had a Haven, but she never actually was able to play it. She did win 1 game though, of the match, because I actually decked out. I went through all my draw cards and turboed, and she was able to stall long enough that I could not win the game. The infinity train of blockers just was my downfall. It was a hilarious way to end a game. Won the 3rd match though, the rubber match. And then in the finals, I faced Stents. And again, that match is also recorded. I guess I hogged all the screen time. Not the plan, but that's the way it worked. I 2-0'd him. We kind of had similar decks, but basically my stuff was just a little bit higher quality. I mean, not higher quality. My 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 late game was better, like considerably better, and so I just, as long as I survived the initial onslaught, it was fine. So yeah, all the card draw and everything, I was just able to out resource him. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Kind of a neat way to do a Shattered draft, I think, because Shattered has so many dual civs. It's like if you try to play Shattered only, you end up with just a lot of random. You have way too many dual civs, and you end up having a lot of crappy turns. And even with this deck, I had to make some hard calls at times because I've got what, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight dual civs in this deck and 33 cards. Probably a little much, but managed to make it work most of the time. It was a great event. We played at the Wild Growth in Highland, Illinois. Neat little local card shop that they do a lot of great games over there. I play Universes over there every now and then when I have the energy. And they were really cool. Let us do the thing. Set aside 2 tables for us, and we're great. So definitely shouts out to them. And we even one of our players ended up giving a Wild Growth they pulled, the Kaijudo card, and they put it on the wall, so now they have Wild Growth and Wild Growth. I know it's a Magic the Gathering card too and all that, but that was cool. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I have still a lot of sealed products, so there'll be more drafts in the future. And but yeah, it was a great group. We had 11 players. Everybody had a blast. Um, and that's, I think, all I have to say about that.